What's going on, guys? Another night here with Worth the Talk, and tonight is a very special night. I have a very special guest with me tonight. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Jackie. I'm 27 years old. I'm a new, fresh mom. Been a mom for what, 14? He's 14 months now. His name's Liam. A blessing. But yeah.
Do you count the pregnancy as being a mom? I mean, I feel like there's some places that too. I mean, so it's a little bit longer now.
No, not really. Not
No.
for me. Well, I get it, but no, I didn't because for me with my pregnancy, I didn't really have that connection yet.
Hmm.
And I feared, getting postpartum depression and stuff like that because I just felt like there was a stranger in my
Okay.
belly,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But I enjoyed my pregnancy. I had a few complications here and there, but I think I enjoyed it. But just, I think for me, it really started once I had my baby. My motherly instincts kicked in and we rolled with it.
Well, I just gotta say you have a very, very, very handsome son.
Thank
You said
you.
he's 14 months, right? So
Yes.
what's it like being a mother to a boy?
Yep, I'm a boy mom. Oh, it's amazing. I mean, obviously, my first kid, I mean, I can't see it any other way now. I will say that, like, we did expect a girl, but I'm very happy he's a boy. Very, very, like, now he's going into his toddler years and his playful time, and it's really good seeing him grow and change, develop everything. It's just the beauty. I think for me, that's the beauty of motherhood.
I don't know if anybody's told you, but I see a little bit of Eddie in him.
My younger brother.
Yeah.
I see everyone in
You
him.
do? I
Yes,
saw Eddie for sure.
I mean, if you see some of my baby pictures, he's like my identical twin.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
Boy form.
huh?
In a boy form.
In a boy form, yeah. And then at some point, my parents and I were saying that he looks a little like Eddie's baby pictures, my younger brother's baby pictures. And then my older brother, because he has lighter hair and he's very fair skinned, that he started giving some resemblance to my older brother. And his dad, too. He looks like his
Yeah.
dad. So I don't know, I guess it depends on the day.
Yeah. So, in the future, do you see yourself having any more kids, or is this it for Jackie?
I don't want to say it's it. I do hope to have more. I definitely want to. I want more
Yeah.
kids.
So you want to take the right person, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's not just popping kids out just for the fun of it. I want to really enjoy parenting with a significant other, and I mean, I'm no shame to us who's co-parenting. I am a single mom. I'm co-parenting, and honestly, our situation is I couldn't ask for anything better. So I think it's good. I mean, it has its pros and cons, but I think it just took time to really adjust and deal, and it's working out for me. And I mean, I hope to have more
Do you
kids.
have like a goal, like a cutoff age where you say, like, okay, if I don't have kids by this time, I'm thinking about
I'm
that.
not gonna pull a Kourtney Kardashian over here, almost being 50,
She's
having
almost 50.
kids. I think
Oh my
so.
God. But hey, it's try to support
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
her. She's got
Um,
money.
yeah.
I mean, she's got money too, but he's got money, money.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I know there's a health related reason as to why people stop having kids at a certain time, but
But it's possible.
maybe. I mean, shoot, what if I meet someone at that age and it happens? Like, I guess. I mean,
That,
take the proper procedures and protocols and stuff like
right,
that.
right.
But who knows? I don't know. I'm tired of thinking of things way that advanced in time. I don't even
Well,
know what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
well, I know you're a prepper, so
I
I
used to be worse, but I'm trying not to do this that much, so
right.
much, because like it's just live in the moment.
Of course, that's one of the best ways to live is to live and enjoy those moments that you have and worry about tomorrow when tomorrow happens.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about one of the most controversial subjects there is out there in our generation and our age. Um, can exes be friends? Now, as you guys see, me and Jackie are sitting here together in a room conversating. Yes, we are exes. We were together in high school going into my senior year and her junior year of that summer. We ended up being together, and we were together for about just about 3 years, and it was an experience for sure because we did a lot of things that we thought we wouldn't do finishing our high school years. For one, my biggest goal was finish off my senior year playing football with a very beautiful girlfriend, and that's something I definitely got. And it was definitely a memorable experience with her. She was always right there by my side, so I always thanked her for that. Football was a big part of my life in high school, and she understood that, so she was very supportive in that case. She almost tried out to be a cheerleader. Well, she did try out to be a cheerleader.
I
And then she
did.
ended up being a volleyball player. So,
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad she wasn't a cheerleader. Nothing against the cheerleaders at Ramona High School.
I think if you know me, cheerleading is not, it doesn't fit me. Which is funny because growing up, I did do a lot of cheer. Like I did a lot of outside cheer. Like I cheered for the Riverside Rams, and
I've been to the River Rams.
yeah. But I did a lot of cheer in my life. But I mean, stuff happens. Didn't make the team. Not ashamed. I'm pretty grateful. But at the end of the day, yeah, it didn't work out for me that way. But I ended up joining the volleyball team
Yeah,
for a bit.
I could, when watching you play volleyball, I could tell you really put your heart and soul into it. You're very passionate about it because you just wanted to be. It was a new sport for you, and you wanted
Yeah.
to just be the best you could be. And I definitely saw that.
I tried. I tried
The
my
only thing that
hardest.
did suck was that it was the same season as my football season. So
Yeah, the times collided. So, when I had practice, or no, not practice, my games, you were getting ready for your games. So, I mean, occasionally
we were able to see. I was able to see yours.
you guys would come down and like just kind of say hi or be like towards either the end or the middle of it. You guys would show up and be super supportive, but you guys had to go and get ready for your game, which then we would leave to go. I would always make it to your game.
Yeah, which was great. Even the away games you got to show up to, except for one game.
Well, I always attempted to. That was my goal. It was to make every game. I grew up with boys and football and everything, so
And your two brothers played at Ramona High School too.
they
so
both went to
that's
Ramona and played at Ramona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely something that we're gonna get into now is our relationship, so you guys kind of have an idea of where we were and kind of where we are now.
And why we're at where we're at now.
right
Yeah.
So let's start off with some of the good things in our relationship, and then we'll go into some of the bad and kind of get to you guys in the depth of how we are the way we are now. But are there any memorable good things that you can remember from our relationship?
Yeah, I mean, from what I remember, like at the beginning, it was like beautiful. Like I think it was what you expect, like what you see in the movies, I guess. Like, I don't know, you were captain of the football team. I mean, I wasn't captain of the cheerleading team, but I don't know. I think I always made it my goal not my goal, but I always wanted that life of dating a football player, the captain and everything. And it was fun. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Memories, I have a lot, too many to just name out.
Well, we went to the movies a lot. That was one of the things that we became fanatics about, just watching movies. And if we weren't at the movie theater, we were at your house watching movies on the couch.
Yeah.
Until we fell asleep.
Well, how did we meet? Do you remember how we met?
Like officially?
I mean, I don't know.
Well, you got to remember, I first saw you.
A lot of this is new to me too.
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
I first saw her my sophomore year because I was playing baseball for Ramona High School, and she was dating one of the baseball players. And I asked my friend, I was like, "Who in the hell is that?" And they told me, "Well, that's Jackie, and she's dating such and such." And I said, "No way." Well, I was the type of person back then that did not think that just because she was with somebody now that my opportunity would never come later on. So I mean, I didn't patiently wait for her, but obviously when that ended, she ended up dating somebody else, and within some time, it wasn't right away, but once that ended, I think that's when I hit you up on Facebook. We were cracking jokes about your.
Well, you started cracking jokes about what kind of guys I need
Right.
rather than what I was dating,
Yeah.
because I guess I had a type at the time.
Definitely did.
And I didn't, I mean, I don't know. I ended up then liking someone else in between, and then,
She picked him over me.
oh my gosh.
She did.
Yeah, I guess.
But then obviously there was like some
Misunderstanding and stuff, respectfully. It didn't really work out, but
what did you do
yeah,
after that?
I don't know. What did I do?
She reached out to me.
I guess.
She reached out to me and we ended up having a conversation early in the morning at
I don't know how close these things are to each other, because I don't think I was that scandalous.
No.
But,
No. I'm not trying to make it seem that way.
I do think, like, I know that I reached out, we spoke, we then met up at Yum Yum Donuts one morning, and then we talked. I guess we came to some sort of agreement. I don't know.
Some sort of agreement.
We start dating?
We wrote down a piece of paper too.
We signed a contract.
Yeah. 3-year contract.
Yeah.
Once I expired, we were out.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, we had a conversation just about just the reassurance that we did want to be with each other, and we didn't even get
Right.
together right away after that. We started talking.
Yeah,
for
give it
little
a try, just see how it would
bit.
work.
So we were hanging out, and then our mutual friends, we were hanging out with them, doing stuff, and then you were the only person at that time that had a car, so we definitely all took advantage of that. We were like, "Hey, Jackie, you want to hang out? Let's go here."
Yeah.
Pick us all up.
Mm-hmm.
But once we got past that, right when summer hit, I had asked you to come over, and then that's when I asked you to be my girlfriend. And then
Yep.
made everything official.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much where it started. And then I think what was it?
Well, a lot of people were against us being
Oh,
together.
100%. Even my friends weren't against it. Why?
His
I mean, we'll
friends,
never know to this day.
my friends, some of them, and eventually, I guess I lost friends in between that too.
And I did too. I lost my best friend at the time. Not right away, but in the process of us being together.
I did too.
We spent so much time together. Apparently, it was such a big problem. But
And that's the bizarre thing. It's just like I to this day I don't really understand what happened, because we had mutual friends. You knew my friends.
Yeah.
I maybe didn't really talk to your friends until I started dating you, but even then it's just like stuff just got
well,
weird.
your best friend was calling me best friend.
I don't really know your guys' relationship.
No, but it was just like we were just friends because I had met her and hung out with her in that group first, and then like you were there, but I never really noticed you. I guess I don't know. Such a long time ago. For the most part, it was we all hung out around the same area and knew each other, especially because your group, mostly with the guys, we all played football together. So that's kind of how we all
Yeah.
came across together. But it was definitely a crazy first summer because that's when we kind of first started seeing who were our real friends, because it gradually just started changing. Once we got into the new year of my senior year and her junior year,
It was just you and I.
yeah, by the time you know it was just me and you. We were just always
I mean,
together.
there were still people around.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I still had friends and stuff, but like, I think it went from us all hanging out in a certain area and being all of us to then just nope. It was
it
just
changed.
also volleyball. So we had practice at the beginning of the year during that summer.
Yeah.
We just our focuses were our sports at that time, and then at the end of the year, I mean, we had an off and on relationship though.
We did.
So
We would unfortunately show it at school too, because obviously when they didn't see us walking together, they're like, okay, they're not together.
I guess.
Yeah, so.
Well, I don't know. You were very vocal and very
Yeah.
out there. I
was
definitely wasn't.
Even when I go back onto my Facebook and I get those memories from like 5, 8, 10 years ago, whatever, I was a little too vocal about my life on social media. And that was one of the biggest things that I changed in my life because I vented a little too much on Facebook about everything, my family, my relationships, me, and it was when I look back, not only was my spelling crap, but it was just terrible to see.
I really don't remember a lot of social media. I mean, I don't think I ever really was that big on social media. I don't think I still am. But I think back then it was very like post everything.
Yeah.
But you were just me and you were very different. We still are, but like it's crazy that we dated for that long and we were the way we were.
But I feel like at the time us being so different, like you were experiencing new things, and I was experiencing new things.
Yeah, I think we were a balance for each other, I guess. Like I calmed you down and then you just brought out a more outgoing side of me.
'Cause I was a freaking goofball.
Yeah.
I still am in a sense, but not as bad as I used to be. I was very hyperactive back then.
Yeah.
Oh, you think I still am right now?
No, for sure. What the heck?
I know you haven't been to a concert with me. You see how I am.
Yeah. We've been to a concert.
Not
At the
on
same
purpose.
time.
Yes. So this was what
2021.
yeah, 2020. We were. At
I was I think 4-5 months pregnant.
the Kill Switch Engage
The
concert.
Quill Switch Engage in downtown Riverside. I saw you from a very far distance, and then my brother saw you on social media on your story. He thought I was with you because I guess whoever you were with resembled me a little bit, but it could have just been the angles. I don't know. But he was like, "Who did you go with?" And I was like, I went with your brother, our brother, and a bunch of other people." And then he was like, "Oh, you didn't go with Mark?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, I could have sworn because he posted something and it looked just like you." And I was like, "No, dude, no."
And we weren't even
Talking
at that
terms,
time. Yeah, we
no.
weren't talking terms at that time. So yeah, it definitely wasn't me. But crazy that we saw each other. I think
Well, I saw you. You
saw
didn't see
yeah.
me.
And then
You didn't know I was
even
there.
Sometimes I would see you. I would see you driving sometimes.
What?
Yeah, because I obviously knew your car. I knew the license plates. I knew the tags. I had your VIN. and all that
Damn,
stuff.
stalker.
No, but obviously I knew you had the white Volkswagen and
Let's not expose my car now.
license plate. I'm kidding. No,
Social
you had-
security
you had
number
your-
of-
You had your white car, and yeah, I would see you like, but you would always look so serious when you're driving. So when I would be like, you're just like,
Wait, are you serious?
yeah, yeah. I told you that when we.
That's so funny because I always have a thing of I never run into my exes ever. Like everyone else sees you guys,
Yeah, and then
but
one time I saw
I
you-
don't ever see
One
you.
time I saw you in the passenger seat in Luis's car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You literally live like maybe a block away.
Well, I used to live a block away from you.
From your location out there.
You didn't. I just don't live there anymore. That's not
Well,
exposing
people
my.
that do know you, okay, that's what I'm saying.
No, yeah, I used to live like literally down the street from you,
Yeah.
but I didn't. Damn, I thought I was observant, but you change cars.
What you're supposed to do when
You
you're driving is be aware of all your surroundings.
Mark, you change cars like you change your underwear sometimes.
Oh, that's
Damn.
questionable. I just flip them inside out.
Oh, you're disgusting.
Let's
Exposed.
laundry, okay?
Exposed.
You know, unless I got them nice stains on.
Anyways.
No, but yeah, so I would see you sometimes. Obviously, I never like.
That time frame is like more recent, right? It wasn't necessarily after we broke up.
No, yeah. This was more recent. It's
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like from 2020 to like now.
Oh, okay.
I've seen you a couple times, even just driving recently. So, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna text you every time. Say, hey, Jackie, I just saw you. Yeah. So, but yeah. So going back to our relationship from the past,
We had a lot of good moments.
we had a lot of great moments, a lot of good experiences. I think one thing we can agree on is that football was an amazing experience for the both of us. Just from the things that you got to witness, because I mean, we had a little bit of a tradition that every football game that you went to, right?
Yeah.
So that was nice to do because everybody knew that when Mark's looking at the stands, he's looking for Jackie.
No one
Everybody
knew.
knew.
No one knew.
Everybody knew.
We weren't that important.
Well,
But it was just a 50-yard line. I would make sure to sit there by the 50-yard line, and then he would he would just look up, and then he would see me and blow a kiss.
and then you were always sitting with the other girlfriends of the football players.
Yeah. Well, because a lot of us were also volleyball players, and then your best friend was dating one of the volleyball players
Yeah.
too. We actually went to prom together.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
So it was really nice,
that
like, because
probably-
the games would end, and then we would all walk together to the games, and then we all just.
Yeah, and we had the dances too. Those were always
Yeah.
fun experience too. Even though at a
So
certain,
high school.
at
We
a certain
experienced all of
point,
the high school
at a certain point,
life.
it was really, really, really good. Yeah, it was pretty much the whole high school experience for us. Unfortunately, you weren't a senior, so you still had
No.
another year to experience those things. But it didn't really work out the way we had planned that to. But we got to go to each other's graduation, so that was a plus too.
Yeah, we did.
But let's go into a little bit of the bad. I mean, why
Why did we break
why did
up?
we break up? I mean, obviously, I mean,
I think
little disclaimer. A lot of this stuff is the old me that she's gonna mention, and I'm okay with her talking about it. I have no shame in it. I'm definitely not that person anymore. I've grown a lot from that point of time, and she's kind of seen a lot of it now. So yeah, let's just get into the old Mark.
all right.
No,
No, I'm
don't
kidding.
be too harsh. No, I'm just kidding.
No, well, from what I experienced, like when I started dating you, I thought we were it. I thought for me, we had a beautiful relationship. There was nothing missing. All aspects were great. Everything was healthy in my eyes. But then we got closer to him graduating, me starting my senior year, and people started talking more. You were no longer in school, so there was no reason to hide anything anymore from me, and more people just started telling me stuff. And I was always the type of person that never really believed rumors. But I mean, at this point, it was like multiple people telling me the same thing, even one of your best friends at the time telling me stuff. And so I came to find out that you basically cheated on me the entire time we were dating. And I got more clarity from you a few months after we broke up. I mean, even then, we just were in and out of contact with each other after we broke up. I can't really remember how or when we broke up. Like, what was the ending? Like, the main, like, okay, this is it. Like, I know I started getting certain ideas as to stuff was going on that I wasn't aware of. Like, or you were lying to me because there was an incident of the photo in your car.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that just my photo with you was missing,
Yeah.
not any other photos. So it kind of just got a little sketchy. But I just do know that sometime after my senior year was officially over, because you were there for my graduation.
Yeah.
We didn't go to prom because for my senior year, because you ruined my senior year. It was very depressing for me. I was very to myself that year and just kind of whatever. Honestly, I didn't really even care.
Yeah.
I don't think I missed out on much, but I don't know.
I mean, it was a lot of wrong thinking on my part. I was definitely thinking that, like, hey, I'm in high school and I got no worries. My life hasn't really even started yet, and I got the world on my shoulders, and just not paying any mind to any of the consequences that could happen, and realizing who I was really hurting and the things that I was doing. Definitely not proud of it. At that point in time in my life, I was barely dealing with the things that were traumatizing me throughout my life that I grew up dealing with, seeing from my parents, things that I was thinking that were okay that I saw my parents do, and I just pretty much was just mirroring the same stuff that they were doing, and pretty much putting myself in the same cycle that my parents were in right now, that I was going to end up being with the way that I was going. And unfortunately, I I had to, I let you pretty much suffer the way you did because of my actions, and that's something I'm 100% regretful for. And the way I was as a person was very ugly. I wasn't proud of it. I hid a lot of my emotions because I was just so insecure about a lot of things that I was doing, and to be able to hide it for so long in our relationship, and I like nothing happened was just probably like the worst thing that I could have done, and that's something that I think I always apologize to you for. And I mean, even though I can never take it back, me and Jackie have been able to obviously move forward from that. She was able to forgive me in due time. It didn't happen right away. I mean, obviously that's something that takes so long to heal, and she had to go through her own trials and tribulations for everything that's kind of happened. Because I mean,
We were also very young, And I don't know, like I guess you just have to make mistakes and stuff. I just kept hearing a lot, and it did hurt. But it didn't hinder me from moving on.
Yeah.
I ended up meeting other people
Yeah.
and doing my own thing. You did your own thing
Yeah.
for a bit,
It's like I told
but I
you.
refused to talk to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. As you should have. It was stupid for me to think that we would kind of like be cool after all that stuff that happened. But I think what I think what gave us the ability to move on separately, it was me coming forth and telling you the full truth of everything.
yeah,
Putting
like that's something that I always appreciated with you was that when I asked you, you answered.
Mhm.
You gave me the
I didn't
truth.
take it to the grave type of thing.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, but I asked and I was like, what is this true? Would this happen? I mean, there were some insane accusations though,
Yeah, some of them
like
were just completely like bullshit. I'm sorry
ridiculous.
for my language, but that was just
I just, I mean, whatever they think happened or didn't happen, I mean, that's between whatever it was,
yeah.
but at the end of the day, it's like people were coming at me like, how dare I?
Yeah,
And
but
it's
then
just like, okay, I was clueless to a
yeah.
lot of this information. And I, you know, when you're in a relationship and things like this are happening, you kind of have an idea that it might be happening or that like you it's like a gut feeling.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had no gut feeling when we
Mm.
were dating. Like I think that's where you went right is that despite everything that you were doing behind my back, like and how you found the time to do half of the stuff you did, it baffles me to this day because it's
Right.
like we were with each other all the
All the
time.
time, yeah.
I was your sort. I was your ride to a lot of
Well,
places
yeah,
and
you know, let's not
things.
forget, even the beginning of our relationship, I was like, hey, I got summer school and I have no ride to school and back. Can you give me a ride? She was literally waking up every morning knowing that she had good grades and didn't have to go to summer school just to take me to summer school at a completely different high school,
Well,
picking
I
me
had
up.
practice
Yeah.
too, so
But still,
you had to wake up regardless, take you to school, go to practice, and if it was like the two a day, I would go to practice, go and pick you up, then come back for your practice and mine. And then
yeah.
when it was just a one day, it was like a certain time of the day, so it would work. It actually worked out,
Yeah.
but we were always together,
Yeah.
which just
Yeah.
baffled me as to how the hell you had time to do a lot of the stuff. So that's why I didn't like it. I heard a few things and everything like that, but none of it really seemed like it made sense.
Right.
And then whatever, we officially just broke up. It was just too much pain to keep continuing like the
Mm.
off and on crap. And then
Yeah.
you were technically already moved on
Yeah. Yeah.
with someone else, and like it was a little difficult for me to accept. I won't lie, but it was what it was, and I think it took you telling me the truth for me to just say F you, and I moved on with my life.
Mm.
You would occasionally reach out to me, and um, I, I didn't want to answer you.
Yeah, of course.
I just was, I mean, I did a few times just to see what the hell you wanted.
Yeah.
But
Curiosity took over you a little bit, huh?
well, just, it's like, why are you bothering me?
Hmm.
And then you would apologize to me again and everything, but it's just like I don't think I really care to hear it at that
Right.
time. Like, do I believe it? Do I want to believe it?
Hmm.
Like, I don't think so.
Right.
But so it is what it is.
Hmm.
We kept moving forward. You ended up having your
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah.
You got in your relationship and everything. That was beautiful for you.
Hmm.
Good to experience. And then I don't know, you run, I think was it 2020 when you officially reached out? Maybe a
Yeah, it
little bit
was
before
like
that.
it was like yeah, it was like towards the end of 2020.
Honestly, I can't remember. I just remember getting a message on Snapchat, I
No,
think.
Instagram.
No, I had you blocked on
Are you
Instagram.
sure?
Yeah. I didn't get anything from you. It
Oh,
was on
shit.
Snapchat.
I'm not blocked now.
Well,
Just
because you
kidding.
you said that you had been trying to reach out to me different ways, and I didn't get any of those. And then one of them, I do remember it being Snapchat,
Mm.
somehow. And then I don't know, it could have been because you got a new number or something. I don't know. And you were able to message me, and I was like, what do you want? Like, why are you
Yeah.
reaching out to me now? You
Yeah.
have a whole family. Like, leave me alone. Like, there's no reason for us to talk to each other considering everything that happened between even that relationship and
Yeah.
everything. It's just like I just didn't want anything to do with you, but you clarified to me that, what happened, and I just didn't want any drama. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Pretty much let that
not.
come in peace and
Yeah,
like it was just.
I didn't want anything to do
Yeah.
with I didn't want to cause any trouble. I didn't want to do anything. Like, that's just, it's been years. At that point, it had been what, 7+ years
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
And I just,
And the only time that we came across each other very closely was at David's funeral when we both showed up you with your significant others.
yeah, but for me, that just does, I didn't really
No, but I'm saying
care.
as far as
Like,
us seeing each other for after so
yeah,
long.
after a while, I
Yeah.
guess that's when we actually were in the same vicinity together. I was with my significant other at the time. He was my support system through that. And then you were with your family at that time. And I always even mentioned the fact that I really liked your speech, or not speech, but I guess like when you spoke out about that
Yeah, about David.
situation, like I
Yeah.
thought it was very sweet. And I liked your words. Like, may he be resting in peace. I wasn't, after high school, I wasn't the closest with him,
Yeah.
but I think as that's where I knew that I was grown enough to even just be in the same vicinity as you, because we both came to this situation and I think we were all united.
Yeah.
His dad even recognized me for some reason.
Yeah.
And I think it was a beautiful moment, and I was able to respect what you had said. And it was nice.
Yeah.
And then, but that was some time before you even finally reached out.
Oh yeah.
But we, you came in peace. And then I was just like, you know what? It's fine. We can be
Cordial at
cordial
first. Started off just being cordial. I mean, if you really look at it now, I mean, we've come a long way
from even that
from even
moment.
that moment,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, I think because there was a point in time where you tried to, well, you pretty much did stop talking to me because you had some things in your life that you wanted to.
I just didn't know if I wanted to keep people from my past in my
Right,
present.
right.
I was going through a lot of hardship, a lot of, not hardship, like more, I was just going through a lot of stuff mentally.
Hmm.
I needed to feel like I was taking care of myself
Of course.
first, because I felt like growing up in through high school and everything, I was always taking care of everybody else,
Hmm.
and my relationships kept failing. Felt like I needed to change something.
Hmm.
And you did ask me at the beginning of this, like, do I still keep contact with my exes? And it's just like, I didn't just choose to eliminate you from my life. I chose to try to take away everyone that ever did me wrong
Hmm.
away from my life.
Hmm.
And it did work.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, I ended up building a relationship and then having my baby.
Hmm.
Things happen, it's fine, but like, I got my blessing out of it, and now I
100%.
feel so full and happy. But so yeah, like my entire pregnancy, I was MIA. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
I
Yeah,
didn't put,
yeah.
I was away from social media. I really just wanted to be in tune with myself, my feelings, let this baby grow inside me, and like just be really get into my mother life.
Yeah.
Now my life was changing.
Hmm.
So I didn't talk to you or anybody in
Right.
between that time, only just my really closest friends. Even then, I hardly talked to them,
Hmm.
because I was definitely entering a different era.
Right.
Like, a lot of my friends, even to this day, don't really have kids, except for one. And like, I just didn't really talk to anybody. So it wasn't just a you thing, it was in
Right, of
general. Like,
course.
I mean, you did cause a lot of pain in my life. So I thought just having that energy still, although it was such a long time, I was like, I'm not ready. Like, yeah, we're just cordial. And we ended up hanging out a bit after
Yeah, we
that.
went for a
Like,
couple drives.
we drives, went to the gym a bit.
Yeah.
And we were pretty not close, but I guess we were very cordial. We had good conversations. We were able to catch up from the past and everything and just be friends.
Yeah.
But I think for me it was, I guess, still too soon for me to just be a friend.
Yeah, and I respected it. I mean, you definitely let me know your your thoughts on it, and when I kind of look back, I couldn't do anything more but just understand where you were coming from and just be like, okay, I get it 100%. And you know, you it happened, and we didn't talk for quite a bit of time, and then we ended up reconnecting again, and
Yeah, actually, yeah, I remember you texted me randomly because you had changed your number again, and I was like,
I can't.
"Hi, I'm sorry, but who is this?"
Yes.
And then you're like, "Oh, it's Mark," and I was like, "Oh." And I think at that point, for me, it was like a wholesome experience. Like, oh, did I cross your mind or something?
Yeah. Do you remember what I told you?
No.
No, she doesn't remember. Of course she doesn't. No, I was just telling you that I just had a feeling like I had driven by your street, and I just
My old
well, your old
street.
street, and I was just had like this feeling to say, hey, just reach out to her, make sure she's good, make sure like everything's okay, and I did, and you're like, hey, yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, and we it just that started the whole conversation. Right?
Yeah, I guess it worked out too because like at that moment I was going through, well, not going through, but I had already been like co-parenting with the
Mm,
other parent, and like it was really nice to then catch up. I've had time to reflect. I have other priorities now. I got my priorities in
mm-hmm.
line. So for me it was like, okay, like it felt right this time
Right.
to really like, you know what, he's reaching out. And the reason why I'm so okay with it, um, you did once tell me you'd always want to at least keep me as a friend
If I can have
if
you
I
another
can't
way.
have you any other way. Like, I at
Yeah.
least want to keep you as a friend. And I appreciate that. I maybe a lot of people might disagree with that comment and might think like, oh, well, then he probably still likes her or whatever. But
Well, he's just trying to sleep with her again.
I mean, yeah, God knows that I've heard that so many times
Yeah.
from people that just can't be friends with their exes, which I understand
Mm-hmm.
because like I mean, we you build boundaries
Mm-hmm.
like, but we'll get to that. I think for me it's just you said that and it was very important to me. I also started knowing that you suffered through what you're very vocal about, not vocal, but very upfront about, which is your depression. And
Yeah.
I was actually, I was talking to you the day you got
Yeah.
diagnosed, and I do take mental health pretty serious because I know I went through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Even after our breakup, my
Mm-hmm.
mom even told me that I looked like just not good.
Yeah.
And like, I've never been diagnosed. I don't think I have severe mental health issues like that, but I am an advocate for it because I can see how dark it can get.
Yeah.
It can get really bad. And so I always wanted to make sure you were good.
Yeah.
And although like it was before I ended up deciding to, just step back and just focus on myself first. It's like when I told you, I can't, if you're not good, you're no good to anyone else.
Yeah.
Like,
Gotta take care of yourself
you got to
first.
take care of yourself. You got to make sure you're not just trauma dumping all the time. Just, I went through this. I dealt with that. I
Yeah.
did this. I went through, like, no, like, I don't want to be that type of person to people. Like, I want to be a person that they can come to and let vent and everything. I also want people that I can call and vent to, which
Yeah,
you
most
became
definitely.
that for me too. Like, I don't want it to be where it's like we're competing against whose life is worse,
Yeah,
whose
like a
depression
competition
is
almost. Yeah,
worse.
most
Yeah.
definitely.
So it's like, I think, I don't know. Anyways, we got to a point where, or I got to a point where I was like willing to welcome you back into my life. And you really, I guess, like you having your daughter and me also being having my son, like, I mean, you ended up becoming a source of like a person that I can come to for advice
Yeah.
as to co-parenting. You've been a parent longer than I have, so
Yeah.
it's like I've been dealing with some things that I didn't even know like
Could happen.
could happen, or like emotions that come
Mhm.
about the being a parent. And you really helped me, guided me through like different perspectives of it. You having a daughter, how it is for you, me having a son, how it is for me, and how you are with your co-parenting situation, how I am with my co-parenting situation. I know that I've called you about many things about all
Yeah.
of that, and it just takes
Yeah.
time.
100%.
It takes the will to be okay with yourself first too, though. Like a lot of people always hold on to so much hatred, and that's fine because sometimes situations are not that good, and yeah, it's best to not be friends with your ex. Like
Yeah.
it's best to just be like, you know what, goodbye. And then I
Right.
praise everybody that, like, you know, the breakup is a breakup, goodbye, I don't need to talk to you
Yeah.
anymore, which is fine. But with you, I think it just became like I always gave, like, I always, despite that you were a terrible boyfriend, um, when truth came out,
Yeah.
you were always such a great friend. And I always said that about you. You always knew how to take care of your friends. You always were very, very loyal to your friends.
Yeah.
And now I'm able to experience that side of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did ask me a while back ago, is why? Why do you want to be my friend? And I think that's the whole thing that I kind of went about. It's not like a mission, but just a point to prove to you that like, there's value in us being friends. Because look what happened. When we needed somebody the most, we were there for each other. And I feel like that was for a reason. Because at the time when I was calling you, I didn't really have anybody to call. And the biggest thing for me was that you saw in our relationship a lot of bad things that made me the person that I was, as far as the crap that happened in my household. You know what I mean? Like I cried to you as a kid in tears, just like wanting to at that time even kill myself. Then and I didn't know that it was because of the depression I was feeling and things that I was feeling, but um, you saw so much of the dark side of my family and stuff that kind of created me to be the person that I was, that I felt like even then, because even though we're at the age we are now, nothing's really changed that much for my family. So it's like at least someone can understand, like, hey, like you've seen it firsthand with my family, how it could bring a person to feel the way they feel, so distraught, so hurt, so much in pain, that it's like I can talk to you about it and you can understand because you've seen it. But my biggest thing was like, hey, look, I know that we're past lovers and we were together and I did this and I did that and XYZ happened and all this stuff. But I mean, once you were able to forgive me, and you were able to move on and live your life, and I was able to do the same, like forgive myself, move on, change, be a better person, and grow. Um, there was just so many benefits to us at being friends, and that's how way I saw it, and that's why I think I pushed so hard for us to say, hey, like, hey, we can be friends, like trust me, like my intentions are good, like I'm not coming here with any bad intentions, Jackie. I'm not trying to sway you to get back to me. I'm not trying to like do any of those things. I'm genuinely like looking at you as, hey, I can be friends with this person because she understands me, and she can be some help to me, and I can do the same thing. And that's the biggest thing in any relationship, is being able to provide the the same thing that they provide for you. Don't be the person that just takes. You take and you give, you take and you give, and that's all we've done for each other. You've given to me, and I've taken it, and um,
You've
I've
reciprocated.
reciprocated it, and
Yeah,
it's been very mutual.
in a very, yeah, because I've always had difficulty having friends.
Hmm.
Like I keep my circle very small, and like that's why I was very hesitant to ever even welcome you back into my
Hmm.
life, because my circle is my safe zone,
Hmm.
and I'm not. Am I willing to bring new people in? Yeah, but if you're just taking, and I'm extending myself to you, and I'm not to say that I'm asking to receive so much more. It's just like, meet me in the middle.
Yeah.
And you would come and visit me sometimes. You would even come to my work sometimes and see me and stuff. And it's not a romantic way. Like, it was just, hey, are you good? Yeah.
Jackie.
You were working nearby, and you would just stop by, and it's just like, that's what I really appreciate. Bad intentions or anything. It's just really, well, I had to set boundaries for some reasons. But like, I don't know, dating, like,
It's gonna make things probably a little more complicated. Obviously, I feel like guys. I mean, and don't get me wrong, girls feel the same way too. But I feel like guys tend to have more of a problem and the insecurities when they see that you're friends with the ex.
I
Stuff
mean,
like
the
that.
big thing is like, you're a walking red flag if you talk to your exes. It's just like, sure.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not sleeping with them. I'm not.
But they'll never believe that, and that's a problem with all that stuff. It's just like they're just like so hard.
And
for
I'm
them
not
to believe.
around to make anybody believe me.
Exactly.
I'm not around
Exactly.
to justify my actions. I'm not talking to you all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's we're friends with the unfortunate past that we have.
Mm-hmm.
It's been years. I know people can't understand it. It's fine. Some people can, some people won't. It's the debate. It's one of
gotta
the
be
biggest
ongoing debate
debates.
forever.
Are we friends? Yes. Are we going to continue being friends? Yes. If we meet somebody, it comes with the territory too. People end up dating, and then they end up kind of canceling out their friends. It happens.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. It's not going to be any different
Most
here.
definitely.
Like, I mean, I hope you're honest. If you are friends with your exes and you meet someone, you're honest with that person,
transparency.
and you tell them, like, this, I did have history with this person, but you got nothing to worry about. I know I've had friends in the past where, like, we did try, but no, we're better off as friends, and now we're really good now. Like, I've met their girlfriends, and they're super sweet, and it's been good.
Yeah.
But not every situation is like that.
No,
So
not
that's
at
where
all.
I'm like, I'm always gonna respect the girl and respect your situation, respect everyone's situation. Like, it also happens when, like, you have a girl best friend you have had no history with, but you have a girl best friend. People aren't okay with that all the time.
Most definitely.
They don't believe the opposite sex can be friends.
So, I mean, I guess going into this, we can both agree that for the most part, exes can be friends because we actually have mutual.
I think it's
understanding.
circumstantial.
Very circumstantial.
Like-
But I think it does change when a relationship starts to come into play on either side.
It takes time.
It takes time unless the other person is understanding of it and can kind of get our point of view is, we understand what we're going with. We understand we have no bad intentions with each other, and it makes it easier to just kind of keep it at that. Your boundaries have been set for your reasons, and I just pretty much said, okay, that's perfectly fine. I don't have any wrongdoings with you, and I just really want to be your friend. And it's shown, and I have some great times, great conversations with you, and that's really all.
Yeah,
it
we
was about.
totally do have some great conversations, and I think, like, our days at Yard House, or we'll have an occasional drink here and there. We can look back at old times, not just when we dated, but like honestly, there's always been some moments where it's a full circle. Like, we talk about certain people, not like gossip or anything, but it's just like certain people entered my life, certain people entered your life, and then it's like a first full circle where it's like, oh,
Like, do you remember this? Do you
well,
remember
that person just said this, and then like, wow, like we have been able to share a lot of things and a lot of memories.
Most
But
definitely. But I gotta say, Jackie, it's been a hell of a experience with you, from the good to the bad. I'm very grateful for you. You've been there for me when I didn't have anybody. You've listened to me. You've understood all the things that I've gone through, and you've reached out to me when you needed somebody, and I've gladly not failed you by being there. I've anything else that's going on, gladly push away for the moment to make sure that I'm there for you, because it's just the type of friendship we have. We're there for each other, and I think that's what really is important.
I think for both of us, we value our friendships
Yeah.
very much, and so like been able to build that
And
with each other.
we know things will probably change later on in the
Oh,
relationships, and
for
it's
sure.
and we respect each other enough to understand it and say, okay, you know what, I wish you the best of luck if that comes to it. No hard feelings. It was great being your friend for the time that we were friends, but for the meantime, yeah, I mean, we can be friends. It's very possible. It's very doable, and this is just something to show people that it's possible if you really just kind of have understanding and acceptance and forgiveness in what's happened in your guys' relationship from the
Yeah, even
past.
when we get into misunderstandings and stuff, like we don't argue like how we used to
Yeah,
back in
we
the
don't want to ever
day.
do that again. Whole
Like,
street heard us before.
oh god, toxic. No,
Yeah,
yeah, like we're
yeah.
not arguing. Like it's growth too.
Right.
Like you gotta ensure that. I mean, I took my time to really think and reflect, and if I'm not gonna be good for you, I'm gonna still hold on to the past. What is that good gonna do
Yeah,
for you,
yeah,
whether it was you who hurt me or not?
yeah.
Like I'm not gonna be that person for you.
Right,
Like I'm
right.
gonna want to be better for me, and if I'm not even good for me, I'm not gonna be good for anyone,
Yeah,
and that includes you.
exactly.
And we just gotta work past our differences, and communication is key. You can't expect people to read your mind. Like I was vocal about how I felt. You
Yeah,
were vocal about how you felt, and we got to a safe place,
most
and
definitely.
it's very safe, and we kept it very private. Like
Yeah,
I'm very private with my life too.
as it
Like
should be.
it's not something I want to rave about, or like it's just how I am. I don't really express a lot
Yeah,
of my stuff. Like I definitely express my true self to those who care to give me the time of day.
most definitely.
And you are one of those people, and I will continue to do so until the day that I no longer can.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's vice versa. And I hope you find your person, and I know vice versa. You hope me to find
100%.
my person, and we'll always be we'll always support each other.
100%. Even if it's from up close or up far.
From a distance,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm very good at that. I'll support from a distance.
Well, Jackie, I have so much love for you. Thank you so much for being on this podcast with me. My very first podcast with a person. And yes, you had the privilege of it. No better person with this type of subject to bring on, because like I said, from where we started to where we are now, there's so much growth, there's so much acceptance, and there's so much forgiveness that it's just, like I said,
The
just
growth
shows.
doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop.
And
You've
I
seen
know,
me
like,
grow. I've seen you
yeah,
grow.
sometimes we might be a different person in 10 years from now again. So
Yeah.
like you said, it was a privilege. Thank you. I'm very honored for you to let me join you in this journey. I know I'm supporting you and
Always
rooting for
have.
you. I'm so happy you're doing this. I'm so happy you're reaching people. I see it. People are commenting how you're doing it too. It's very awesome. Like people always say like, "Oh, I want to start a podcast or I want to do this, I want to do that," but they never roll through it.
Yeah.
But you're doing it.
Yeah.
The way your edits are going and everything,
I'm
dope.
definitely growing, and I'm learning more and getting connected with people that have been doing it for a while, and learning from them. And it's going to be a learning experience for sure. And I'm going to continue to grow, bring people on, and I do plan on having you again. So just be ready. Just when I find the right moment and right subject,
We'll
it's
get your
definitely-
technical issues in
Yeah.
line. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know if it still captured this, but we've had to refilm.
Yeah,
We've had to
well,
do so
the
many
flash is still on,
things.
so it's still good. We're still good.
No, I know, but like you got a taste of what it is.
Yeah,
To,
I'm definitely gonna be upgrading my equipment. I mean, this is just a startup with, but
I mean, he's official already.
it's
I
gonna
think
show my
pretty
growth later
good.
on when I have the full on equipment. Hopefully,
For
the
sure.
crew.
Like I said, the growth never
Yeah,
stops.
stuff like that.
But thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. I'm very honored.
Do you want to give a little disclaimer about Jackson?
Yes.
Okay.
So my pup over here, I'm sure you guys have seen him throughout the entire time. He does have a muzzle on, and it's because he's a very vocal dog, barks a lot, especially when there's people here. This kind of calms him down a little bit. It's not torturing him. He doesn't have it more than an hour on, if that. So it's just for the time being, so he's not obnoxious. He wouldn't let us film, and you just kept hearing him. I'm pretty sure you might hear him breathing, but he's fine. He won't have it on after this.
Yeah, he's a good dog, so trust me, I can tell you guys firsthand, it's nothing bad. He kind of needed it just right now to help us out, but once this is over, he's definitely go back to his happy
Yeah.
jumping around self. But to end this, guys, I appreciate you guys so much for watching this and just kind of giving us a chance to talk about an important subject that a lot of people have so many different opinions on. I'm 100% grateful for Jackie for doing this with me. I know it's not easy to talk about some things like that, but don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on my channel. Worth a Talk podcast is the name of the podcast. I appreciate all you guys for listening, just giving me the opportunity to be a voice in every single way that I possibly can. There are going to be more videos, more people that I'm going to be putting on here.